Constitution?
We the people of the
United States.
in order to form a more perfect union,
Establish justice.
ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense,
Promote the general welfare.
And secure the blessings of liberty.
for ourselves
And our posterity. Do ordain and establish
this Constitution
For the United States.
of America.
So what exactly is the Constitution of the United States?
It is a document of principles and laws that our country adheres to.
The Constitution was also put in place to ensure certain rights of the people.
How did the Constitution come to be?
History of the Constitution.
Prior to our current governing document, our country adhered to the Articles of Confederation. In a nutshell, all states were to act as independent countries.
The Articles of Confederation did not work because Congress didn't have the authority to enforce anything, so literally nothing ever got done.
It became pretty apparent that the United States needed a single leader after it won its independence from Great Britain.
Strong politicians and lawyers like Hamilton and Madison called for a constitutional convention.
The convention took place in 1787, where the matter was discussed and a draft was proposed.
The Constitution was ratified in June of 1788, where George Washington was unanimously selected as the first president of the United States.
So what happened after the Constitution was ratified?
In 1789, James Madison proposed 19 new amendments. Congress passed 12 of them, and 10 of them were ratified, and became known as the Bill of Rights. First Amendment: freedom of speech, religion, and the press.
Second Amendment. The right to bear arms.
Third Amendment: no quartering soldiers.
Fourth Amendment. No unreasonable search and seizure.
Fifth Amendment: right to due process.
Sixth Amendment. Right to a speedy trial.
Seventh Amendment: trial by jury in civil cases.
Eighth Amendment. No excessive bail or fine, and no cruel or unusual punishment.
Ninth Amendment: people shall retain the rights even if they're not in the Constitution.
10th Amendment. The powers not mentioned in the Constitution belong to the states as long as they are permitted to do so. If not, the powers belong to the people.
The Federalist Papers.
The Federalist Papers were written by Publius, a name to cover John Jay, James Madison, and Alexander Hamilton to offer any clarity to the people about the Constitution.
Publius remained anonymous to avoid any bias of opinion against the framers. The most well-known Federalist Papers were Federalist 10 and Federalist 51.
Federalist 10 states that the U.S. Constitution is crafted to defend and control the violence of factions. A faction can be defined as a small, radical terrorist group, small but able to cause great damage. Federalist 51 defends the insertion of checks and balances in the U.S. Constitution. James Madison states that the checks will help an extra check to ensure the protection against factions. So why is the Constitution relevant today?
Well, for one, we still show allegiance to our Constitution and abide to its principles.
So let's talk about the living Constitution.
The living Constitution is an interpretation of what's applicable to modern times.
There are two types of people that view the modern-day Constitution.
Traditionalists view the Constitution as it was written.
Modernists think that the Constitution should change with the times. Checkmate.
The Supreme Court is the highest judicial court in the nation. It consists of 9 justices, and they decide the most controversial constitutional cases.
Some of the most controversial parts of the Constitution are the First and Second Amendments. The First Amendment is at risk on college campuses. Free speech is being threatened by people having violent protests against speakers concerning their diverse political opinions. Without people being able to speak freely on college campuses about their political opinions, free speech and the First Amendment is at risk for being delegitimized.
Due to the rising number in public shootings, the Second Amendment has been called to question. Many believe that everybody should be allowed a gun for protection, and others say that only members of the military or police should own a firearm.
Whether you're a traditionalist or a modernist, take the Constitution However, it's important to remember what the framers originally wanted, to promote democracy and civic engagement in whatever you do.
We done messed up.
It is our document. Can't laugh
Also
at me.
put in place to ensure rights of certain people. Oh, the bun. It makes my head look smaller.
Can you just see my face?
Yeah.
Is it weird?
A little. Yeah, that's good.
And it's independent from Great Britain. Why can't I say that?
Fourth Amendment.
Is there more?
No.
Well, I didn't know that.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Federalist 51 argues that the insertion of what?
It's not allowed.
Sorry.
And 51.
Whoops.
Oh, it's upside down.